Yo, yo, what's going on, man?
Man, not much, man. Just chilling on this Saturday afternoon, man. What you doing?
Same thing, man. I told you we should just go ahead and go live, man. Watching this Mavericks and OKC game.
Yeah, shit's entertaining, man. Very,
Yeah, I
very
mean,
entertaining.
you talking about back and forth, man. Like even the going into the going into halftime
Yeah,
and like what, 3 or 4 lead changes?
yeah.
Who did you have in this one?
I did not select the team in this one. I didn't do a second round like, oh, okay, this team's gonna beat this team. I didn't do that for any of them. So I kind of dropped the ball, pause on that. But looking at it, I think this is like I think this is what we expected from the Clippers Mavericks. I think they're giving it to us with this series right here.
Um hmm, Possibly.
Nah, this one's entertaining, man.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
clip,
I did expect the Clippers and Mavericks to like I told y'all that would be like night and day, whoever was the hottest team at that point.
I,
Um,
I see what you mean by that because I don't see. I'm not saying night and day. I'm saying in terms of just entertainment and this one being able to go back and forth.
well,
Like,
don't that kind of goes hand in hand, right? Like if one
what
team is getting busy, then the next one does, then the other team does. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Like I thought
if
the Clippers would win, but I
yeah,
was like, any given day, either one of the teams could be the better one on that night.
I thought they could win too, man. So you're not alone on that. But
Okay.
this, damn. So at halftime, OKC hit a shot, hit a 3-pointer with a second left. And
Mm-hmm.
now you got Dallas that just hit this 3-pointer with point one left, pretty much at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is entertaining, man. Um, man, PJ. I wanted to call the dude PJ Brown, then I wanted to call him PJ Tucker, PJ Washington. God dang, nah, PJ Washington
PJ.
he's playing out of his mind, man. He
Yeah,
had
he's
a nice
balling.
game too, and he didn't followed it back up in this game three.
But you know what, man? I was watching the last game with my son, at least a portion of it, and I saw PJ Washington. He like they were looking for Luca to get him off of a screen, but they were obviously denying.
Yeah,
OKC was denying him. And then PJ Washington just broke the play and went to the basket and scored. And then OKC calls a timeout, and then I see him walking. They're still showing him, and he walks over to Luca right before they go to the huddle, and it was almost like he was explaining himself, like, "Man, I
I
was
was looking
open."
for
So,
you.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I was
yo,
looking for you, man. That's why how I shot it because I
it,
couldn't get
it
you the ball.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, hey, man, I was looking for you, but they was denying you, man. So I had to do what I had to do. But it's like with basketball, man, you got to know when to break the play. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And we talk to these kids about that a lot. Like you gotta have a sense of the game, man. If you break the play and you score, like your coach ain't gonna really say nothing to you, if you score. But if you
yeah,
break
yeah.
the play and fuck up, then it's like, yeah, you
He gonna say a whole lot while you sitting on that damn bench.
right, right. But it's a feel for the game, man. Like, and I think that's on all levels, man. The feel for the game is like you, that shit is really important.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's starting to get lost in the art of training though, because children are. You see the moves, and it's like this is a cone drill that they're actually doing.
Right.
Like and sometimes the defender just so happens to do what that damn cone is doing, which is standing there, and it and it just
Right.
works out.
Right.
So you look at like, oh, but then they
Yeah.
come back and try to do the same move three more times, and you like, look, there was no need.
Right.
All you
But
had to do was keep dribbling to
you
the
you
basket.
you know what it is like with the training, you said the feel of the game is lost in the training.
Yeah.
It's because it's just skill, 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 skill. And while a child or a player may have all the skills in the world,
Hmm.
it's how do you apply that to a real game? Like
Yeah.
when it's 5-on-5, homie, what you gonna do with them skills? If you don't
Yeah.
know how to use it and you don't have a feel for the game, it's what is it gonna do for you?
Yeah. That's the beauty of basketball. You could be quick, fast, strong, shifty, and be able to handle the ball really, really good. Shoot and that still doesn't make you a good basketball player because you have to have feel. So you have to know when to apply all those things.
Right,
And
right.
then if you can't play defense, it's like, well, now actually it's a little different now, man. Back in the day, we used to call them one-dimensional players, but now, you're just specialists.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess once you get to, well, I guess there's specialists in all levels. It just depends on how you look at it. We had dudes who could only shoot,
Yeah,
and that's you come in the game, you shoot the ball. And if you missing,
breaking.
sit your ass down.
Yeah, man. There was some shit that Hubie Brown said, man, in the first half, man. I uh, I actually recorded. I got to send it to you.
Hey
Luca
man,
was
go
up.
ahead. Go ahead.
Luca was hobbling on the defensive side, and uh, Hubie's always got the insider information talking to
Yeah.
you like he's
Yeah.
like, see, you look at him right now when he's hobbling, and it just doesn't look like he could put weight on the knee. And and then right after that, it was probably like 2 plays later, Luca got a rebound pushed and then beat his man, and the defender came, he pump fake Chet Holmgren, got him in the air. Chet Holmgren came down on him and he shot the ball, got an and one.
Mm,
And the game is live, and Hubie's probably like 86 years old. So he
90.
not okay, 90. So you
Yeah.
get that old, you're not even thinking about censoring what the hell's coming out your mouth.
What did he
And he
say?
was like, see, that's why I don't like this guy. Because
Oh,
on one end, he's acting like he's dying,
oh
and then on
shit.
the other end, he comes back and does
Is
this.
that what he said?
Yes.
Hey,
I had to rewind. I had to rewind it, record it so I could have it on my phone. Like, man, he did not just say this
that
shit.
shit is funny. Hey, shout out to him though, because we remember when we had a discussion and we were talking about coaches and who was elite and stuff. And I
Yeah.
asked you, well, let's name some
Mm.
coaches. You said Popovich was great. Then I said, well, what they haven't won in how many years? And I think it was like 10.
Yeah.
And your response about that was like you think the game kind of passed him by. People can go back and look at that. I think it's a about 7-minute clip we posted. But
Hmm.
anyway, that happens with people, right? Like you
Yeah.
get older and you're not in touch. And I'm not saying that's necessarily Popovich, but it happens to people where they're not in touch with the game. Hubie Brown is 90, and I think
Quick,
he's still. I
quick
think
witted.
I think he is still
Yes.
doing his thing with this, man. This
Absolutely.
this commentary and on the
Absolutely.
sideline too, like you know. So shout out to him at 90. Like
Yeah.
that's a good look, man.
Absolutely. While
I
we
don't
shout, huh?
go ahead.
No. While we shouting out coaches, you made me think about this because the game is changing and it's positionless. The first coach that was doing that, he's not gonna get credit, but I'll give you one guess. But the first coach that started this,
The first coach that started it,
who essentially was looking at
Don
players as
Don Nelson.
exactly
Yeah,
Don Nelson.
Don Nelson.
Shout out to Don Nelson. And we played for Alton Lister,
Mhm.
who played under Don Nelson in Golden State, and I
Mhm.
believe he played under him in Milwaukee. I believe. Um, but Alton Lister had that same philosophy with us,
Yeah.
where he was like, I want guys that can play multiple positions. And he told me he got it from Don Nelson. He was like 6'5" to 6'9"
Mhm.
that can play 1 through 4, and I just put him out on the court.
I mean, and we played 1 through 4.
Yeah,
Probably 5 sometimes
yeah,
when it yeah.
yeah. Essentially, yeah. But it was Don Nelson, and we were at Mesa, what, shit, 20 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah,
over 20
just
years ago, doing that.
man, time flies. It's crazy.
Imagine if we were in this era.
Cooking,
Oh man, yeah,
cooking.
yeah. So for y'all that are watching, y'all don't realize, uh, DP and I are 6'5" and 6'6".
Man, I think this dude KP has grown since we finished
Oh,
college.
oh, getting my
Oh
highlight check.
yeah. Yeah. Likely with the alley oop on that one. Hey, he's solid, man. Likely is solid.
I think solid is an understatement.
Pause.
I think he's
Pause.
a steal.
Yeah,
He
no,
was a steal. He was a steal in
yeah,
that draft.
yeah. He's been doing his thing with the Mavericks.
Yeah, and special prayers out for Lively, man. Lively lost his mother a couple months ago.
What did I say? Did I say likely? I think I might have said likely.
I don't know.
I'm sorry if I
I,
did. Yeah,
but yeah, Lively lost his mother
lively.
a couple months ago, and tomorrow is Mother's Day. So prayers to him, man.
Yeah, shout out to him.
This dude Jalen Williams
Can't
is back, huh?
imagine. Yeah, man.
My bad.
Tweaked ankle.
Yeah, but I mean, the way he laid on the ground, though, you would have thought.
Come on, man. It's the dramatics of the
Come on,
game.
oh man, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the dramatics of the
I mean,
game
it wasn't a
nowadays.
Paul Pierce, but I mean, yeah, that was we couldn't do that, man. You imagine laying on the ground and giving up a 3-point shot because you laying on the ground,
Man,
and then you go to the locker room, and then you come back out 10 minutes later, and you moving and cutting, and
yeah. I mean, I had the worst high ankle sprain. What was that? Freshman
yeah, freshman year,
freshman year?
yeah.
Ooh. I was out for like, was it 3 weeks? Something like that.
I was gonna say two. It might
Two?
have been
Two
three. Yeah,
weeks?
I think you just willed yourself to come back. Like,
Yeah, because
nigga, I'm tired of sitting here.
I don't even think I was ready when I came back. It was man. But he's out there moving, man.
Yeah, he is.
They took him to the back and gave him that special sauce. Pause. You
Doc
gotta
did.
get your ass back out there.
Yeah, yeah. He's planting on it and pushing off on it and putting weight on it.
Yeah, nah, I
Yeah.
mean, you'll see as the game goes on.
What do you think about his game, man?
Jalen Williams,
Yeah.
he's nice, man. This is a good team for him for sure. Like, I think if if it was another squad, there's plenty of other ones he could get possibly like lost in the shuffle
Yeah.
where they just keep trying to rotate guys and see who has the spark or whatever. But he fell into a good situation where they're young. You know what I'm saying? Nobody expected them to be where they are right now anyway. And he has grown as they have grown together. And he's putting in work, man. So I think he's a great fit for them.
You know what's crazy about this team?
What?
They have a lottery pick in this year's draft.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey man,
that,
that's
that
that's
it's
just
it's
that
not
that
a strong draft, but they got a lottery pick.
so what
Oh,
come on. Missed that dunk.
yeah.
Yeah, but what do you do with it? Since it's not a strong draft, do you trade the pick? Or
Nah, nah. Because
yeah.
I don't think you're going to get anything necessarily good for the pick, but so essentially that's a pick that you could take a chance on a player that you think is going to be good 3 years down the road that you just want to develop in your system that fits in your system.
Hmm.
Um, and to me, the best possible pick for them is actually Jalen Williams' younger brother, Cody Williams, who
Is
just
he
went
is
to
he coming out
Colorado.
of is he coming out in the draft this year?
Yeah, yeah, he's coming out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So essentially I'd say that's their best way to go.
Okay. I mean, do you think they will?
Shit. I do. I'm looking at the way that Giddy is playing, and he's going from Josh Giddy to Josh Giddy him out of there.
You don't think Giddy is doing his thing, man?
Giddy him out of there, man. Giddy him
Get
out of
him out of there. Wow. Damn.
Oh man. Man.
Look, see, look. Everybody just sits and watches Luca dribble and
Oh
you
man.
know.
Luke out there moving like he didn't trim his toenails. like like his like his feet hitting the tips of the shoe like
Taking the ginger steps.
yeah, man. He don't want to jump stop. No,
Mr. Ginger Steps.
absolutely.
Gonna have the black toenails after this game.
Yep. Absolutely.
But the bloody socks.
Real hoopers. Y'all tap in. What y'all know about that? Playing the game and forgetting to trim your toenails.
Man.
Yeah. I know that should be happening to these NBA players. They be hobbling and we thinking they injured, something wrong with their ankle or their knee, and it's really their toenails.
You
Like,
know what, man? But it's that thing where it's like, do you also with the shoe, like, do you give yourself a little bit of room or do you give yourself no room?
no
Because if you
room.
give a little room, your foot's gonna be moving and
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
nah,
mean? So do
nah,
you just
nah.
yeah, I always went
Yeah,
like
we got
just what
tight
my
fit. Yeah,
size was. Yeah,
we
like
got tight fit.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I damn near want my feet aching when I take my shoe. Like, I gotta get these off. I'm damn near like that, man.
But
Yeah.
man, that shit'll mess with your toenails too at the end of the day.
Hey man, you seen athletes' toes, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
I met listen, I got one foot that I don't show people.
Oh,
You go,
get this nigga really getting on the good foot.
yeah, like, oh man, yeah,
Get on the good foot.
let me take a picture of this left foot. Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That right foot, nah, man. Nah, we ain't gonna show that right foot. It wasn't always like that. It just as I got older, it was like, oh man, oh, this is bad. So now I'm working on it, man. I'm at the point now where it's like, man, I got to get this taken care of, man. I can't be.
are you going and getting the mani petty?
Uh, I was and I stopped. I was.
Oh, this dude.
I couldn't keep up, man. I couldn't keep up.
Just clip your damn toenails, nigga.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's far beyond just clipping your toenails.
Nah, man. It's not, man. Sometimes it's just bending down to try to get to my
Oh,
toes, man.
use a
Like,
lazy mother.
nah, man. I'm stiff, actually, man.
God. Well, stretch.
It's stiffness, man. Like,
Nigga
yeah.
ain't seen his toes in 2 years.
I'm actually toes out right now, man. But I'm in the confines
Just
of my own home,
don't
man.
show them motherfuckers on live, nigga.
Yeah,
I
man.
am not trying to have a nigga showing his
I
toes.
could get the left foot, man. The left.
Nah, it's all good. This nigga's favorite part of the cha cha slide is to the left.
Absolutely.
Oh shit.
Left foot, right stomp as well. Like, yeah, I'm
This dude
stomping that
right
right
here.
foot. But nah, man. The other NBA series, man. What else have you been? What other series have you been watching besides this one?
Pretty much a little bit of all of them, man. But um, the well, first I'll say something about the Minnesota and Denver series.
Okay.
Um, shit, I was just like, I was just out there in Colorado with Ari for the soccer tournament. I was hoping that the schedule played out to where we would be able to have a chance to go catch the game.
That dope.
Yeah, but her game ran over
Oh,
probably like an hour into the start of the game, game one.
mhm.
Um and there was some, we probably would have had to sit up a little higher than we would like to, but just to be up in there would have been cool, you know what I'm saying? But uh just decided not to even try to make it. I don't even think we could have made it happen. But anyway, I was not expecting Minnesota to be,
Manhandle.
yeah, in Denver,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um so going back to Minnesota, a lot of people were expecting that to be like, you know, they starting to break out the nails for the coffin.
yeah.
Everybody talking about sweep and all
Getting
of that
yeah, I
shit.
was gonna say the brooms. Yeah,
Yeah. But man, they got smacked.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested in seeing how game 4 goes. And if Minnesota takes game 4, which they need to,
yeah. They
uh
have to.
yeah, if
They
they
have
if
to.
they if they lose and go back, tied up to Denver, it might be over for them.
Yeah.
But if they could win that game, that second game
Mhm.
at their house, then ooh,
S-
Denver. It's usually Houston we have a problem, but Denver we have a problem.
The um the referees in the NBA really dropped the ball on game 3 because
In terms of
Jamal Murray shouldn't have been playing. There's no way you take a heating pack,
and throw
throw
that
it at a
shit. Yeah,
referee,
yeah,
and then get on air and admit to throwing it at the referee and not getting suspended.
yeah. That
He didn't get a technical foul. He didn't get a suspension. He was fined.
yeah,
That's unheard of.
yeah. That's some bullshit.
The
Mm,
Denver coaches and the players were going off on the refs in game 2. No technical fouls called. Anthony Edwards made a play and then looked at the defender in game 1 and got a technical foul for looking at the defender, not saying a word, just looking at him. So that to me is lopsided.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like just going back to the throwing the heating pad out there, like it's a list of players I can name that if they did that shit, they out of there.
Draymond.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Like it's like the niggas the NBA loves to hate, you know.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I ain't feeling that. And I ain't trying to call the front office like Stephen A. Smith and call for a nigga suspension, but
That was
that's
flagrant.
that's some bullshit. You
That
know
was
what I'm
no,
saying?
that part was flagrant.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's like, but it's I don't know. Do you think it goes back to it's a money thing? Cause if they don't have Murray,
They
they
don't
ain't
win.
winning.
They don't win.
Yeah. So I'm saying, do you think they're like, no, we gotta leave him in the series because, you know, this is fucking with the money if we don't.
I don't know if it was the money thing or if it was more so just we can't let the defending champs go out like this. They're the defending champs. We got to give them a chance to at least let it play out. Now, if Minnesota beats them, they got to beat them at full strength. That's what I believe it was.
Okay.
And it turns into money because it's essentially more games, but it was like Minnesota, you've been dominant these first 2 games. You've got to take you in order to dethrone them, you're going to have to take it. We're not going to just give it to you.
I can see that.
And
Yeah.
that's yeah. I mean, and maybe they're looking at the situation with LeBron versus Golden State when Draymond got the suspension, and it's like we can't, because people say that the suspension of Draymond dictated the series or changed the outcome,
It changed it.
yeah, of the series, and they're like the NBA is like we can't afford to do that again.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's not make that same mistake twice.
Okay, so when you talk about setting the precedent, so niggas can just throw shit out there on the court now and just pay the fine.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
so
That's yeah.
I don't
Eh,
know.
Did you just see that play, man?
Yeah,
It's a lot more body checking going on. Have you noticed that?
yeah. I mean
Like,
that,
like
but
people hitting them with
that
the
was, but that was exaggerated.
what?
Look at the replay. That's
No,
a,
no,
oh, whoa,
yeah,
wait.
that's
From
what.
the other side, it
Yeah,
was a
that's what I
knee. I'm
said.
sorry.
Yeah, like what do we? That's
He
a lot of.
still Luca still exaggerated that shit, but
eh,
from the other side, it looked like a knee. But so what?
that's
Body check.
uh,
What you saying? They shouldn't be body checking?
no. I'm just saying I see that a lot more. A lot of underbelly, knee, almost like a borderline hump. Like what are we doing here defensively?
The muscle hustle.
That's exactly what it is.
Bringing back the muscle hustle.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But
Hey,
nah, huh?
you were asking about coaches. Is like who are elite coaches? Is what is Jason Kidd?
The jury's still out. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a cerebral player, but
Okay.
I won't put him in the elite coach category just yet. Yeah, he's not there yet. I mean, hell, I think this OKC coach. I think he's a good coach. The way
Okay.
that he's managing his talent and utilizing all his players, I think he's doing a damn good job.
Yeah, I mean, people didn't expect them to be here,
Yeah,
which leads me to okay. So Jokic got the MVP, um, and a lot of people are saying it should have gone to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, given the expectations that were far exceeded, by OKC, and he is the engine that makes them go. Basically leading the charge. So,
absolutely.
do you agree with uh Jokic getting the third MVP, or should it have gone to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
I think this is the first time in NBA history where um what is it? They're not using what they call voters fatigue when it comes to Jokic.
Hmm.
With LeBron for years, it was like, man, his stats are, he was like 27, 7, and 7, and his team was always at the top of the East, but it was voters fatigue. So we're looking to give the trophy to someone else. Or when it was Jordan in the late 80s, early 90s, it was
Hmm.
voters fatigue when he was leading the league in scoring and
Nigga,
his team
Jordan
was
should have got it every year.
yeah, it was voters fatigue, but now we've got to Jokic. Actually, I'll take it a step back. With Russell Westbrook, when Russell was getting the 20 the triple doubles, he didn't just do it one season, but he had so many triple doubles it became voters fatigue. James Harden, it was voters fatigue. But now with Jokic, it's no longer voters fatigue. And
Hmm.
so do I agree with him getting the MVP? Absolutely not. This is his third MVP in 4 years. He has more regular season MVPs than Shaq and Kobe combined. Like, chew on that for a second. He's got more
Pause.
than Paul's. Yeah, he's got more than them combined. He's got more. He's got as many as Kobe, Shaq, and Allen Iverson combined.
Speaking of Shaq, did you see so he spoke up on it. Did you see Shannon Sharp was talking about Shaq and how he only has one MVP, where he was talking about the greats, if you're going to be considered the greatest of all time. I think one thing that was on his list of criteria was that you have to have at least two MVPs. Shaq only has one.
That's what Shannon Sharp said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Shaq dropped a diss track on
Yeah. Oh, Shaq went West Coast. That's
Shaq
the
dropped a
that's the,
diss track on that nigga.
that's a West Coast thing to do. When you don't like somebody, just make a diss track. Yeah.
Yeah, but so with that being said, niggas have to really understand what they're saying, like what they're putting out there.
Yeah.
How many MVPs does Kobe have?
One.
So you have to take him off the list also
Yeah.
for greatest of all time if you are applying that
Yeah.
if you are applying that you
That
have to have.
logic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like come on man, like I don't agree with that shit.
I don't either.
And Shaq could have gotten more than one.
He should have
Yes.
gotten more than one.
Yes.
But again, it was voters fatigue.
So okay, so I get what were you about to say before I go back and
Oh no,
actually
I
clarify?
was just gonna say Garnett has one.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So if you're saying it's voters fatigue, so you agree he should have gotten it this year.
Who?
Jokic.
No, 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 no. I'm saying this
Okay.
was the first time in history that they didn't use voters fatigue with Jokic.
So
His
then what
no,
do you think they used though?
I'm saying no. I'm saying that his numbers were the same that they've been in the previous years when he's got the MVP. Just like the other players that have gotten MVPs, like LeBron, his numbers have looked the same, but he doesn't get MVP every year. His teams were at the top. He wasn't getting the MVP every year.
Okay.
They were exercising voters fatigue when it came to LeBron James getting MVPs every single season. So
Who who should have gotten the MVP this year in your
I
opinion?
I thought it was between um Anthony Edwards and Shea Gilgis Alexander. I thought
Okay.
it was a two-man race. And if you would have went either way, I wouldn't have been upset. But one thing that I always look at when a guy is snubbed from the MVP and they're still in the playoffs, I look to see how they perform in that very next game after the trophy has been given out. And
Hmm.
so Anthony Edwards was killing throughout the playoffs, killing, but he looked human in game 3 against the Denver Nuggets.
Hmm.
I'm looking at Shea Gilgis Alexander. Shea's going to work. Shea's really making a case like this was my damn trophy.
But I forgot who said it. Damn, I wish I remembered. But Shea Gilgis Alexander has it's like who is the one even if there's a 1-2. We talked about like you said big 3 before and
Yeah,
all of that stuff or having 3 guys. Who is the second main guy after him? Like who's that dude that is like, okay, there's a Batman, here's the Robin.
Jay Will.
So is Jalen Williams to you?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm clarifying and saying Jay Will because there's two Jalen Williams on that team.
Okay.
So,
Well, I
but
know which one you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, I'm going number 8,
Yeah.
not number 6.
Because there's a lot of people that say he ain't got no Robin, and if he ain't doing his thing, it's a wrap for them niggas.
Nah, he's got a Robin.
Okay,
He's got a Robin. It
all
is
right. I'm just saying, like, even if you say he has a Robin, there's no um, there's no other guy on there that you're considering. He's a he's a s- you know star on the verge of being like one of those guys who's considered a star like that.
yeah,
Like, you have Carl Anthony Towns, which, there's some people who consider him, one of those guys.
yeah.
Even if you kind of been on the fence about
Oh
him not
man,
playing. You talking about that steal
yeah, the
by Doncic?
pass.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But you got him, you got Rudy Gobert, who's been the defensive player of the year multiple times on Anthony Edwards, in his supporting cast.
Mhm.
Um, you can even say he has, veteran leadership with Conley, somebody who's been there and has the experience and can kind of settle things. Like who does Shea Gilgis Alexander have any of that? You know what I'm saying? So
He is the veteran on his team, so
r- right.
I agree. I do agree with you in that sense, and they are the number one seed. So by normal standards that they use to give out the trophy, it should have been him. So I can agree with that. But I'd say if Anthony Edwards got it, I wouldn't have argued that either.
Mm.
But what I don't like is, yeah, Jokic shouldn't have got he shouldn't have got the third one. That you nah. I mean, even down the stretch, he's not even the closer. The
Yeah.
closer
No.
down the
Right.
stretch is Jamal Murray.
Right. Right.
Like we saw that with the Lakers twice.
Yeah.
It's not Jokic. So your MVP isn't even the best player at the end when the game is on the line.
We got another nigga on the floor. We got some more dramatics popping off.
Yeah, the theatrics.
Yeah, Doncic is laying down. Yeah. It was kind of a hard fall. But niggas done fell
Oh,
harder than that.
yeah,
And like, come on, man.
yeah. The funny thing is that the coaches are really like calling for something and yelling to the officials like it was dirty. You gotta call something. Like, call
Yeah,
what? Both of them dudes went after the basketball.
right.
Can't help it if Lou Dort is built like a tank.
Wait, what's his name? Patrick Mahomes was saying, I think it was Patrick Mahomes saying he could play linebacker in the NBA. I mean in the NFL.
Oh, he said it too. I know. What's his name? Um, Austin Rivers.
Okay.
Just said that there's 30 guys, 30 NBA players that could play in the NFL, and that's been a big debate and a hot topic lately. So the Shaq Shannon beef
Uh-huh.
is funny because NFL and NBA guys are already kind of beefing behind that, where NFL guys are like, man, there's it's nothing to play basketball. NFL guys, we're the best athletes in the world, um,
Mm.
and to kind of get on that topic a little bit, I played both. I played both in high school. Um, it was easy to transition to football. Like I played basketball primarily and played basketball first, but playing football, I transitioned to football. I led the conference in sacks. Like my first year playing, my only year playing.
Mm.
It it's not for me, it's easier because you don't have to play offense and defense. You just have to be good at one thing. Whereas the NBA, you have to be able to play offense and defense.
Well,
You have
not
to be
good
able
at
to
not good at one thing. You saying good at playing one side,
one
whether it be
side, yeah,
offense or yeah,
yes,
just
one side
yeah,
of the ball. Um, the other thing, like you got to be able to dribble, shoot, run, pass, defend. Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's a lot
you're
more
not
skill involved.
technically you're not supposed to be taking any play off because you got to be playing defense and offense. But niggas take defensive plays off all the time in the NBA.
I mean, for football, the average play is like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and then you've got like a 20 to 30 second rest, and then
Yeah, no, it's
you're back
constant
at it
movement.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's constant movement with basketball.
Hey man, we had a dude when we was at Crenshaw. We had a dude. that was talking that shit, played football, came out to our basketball practice. He was a hell of a football player. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna come out there and y'all don't know you guys are soft." And
He will remain nameless.
yeah,
But
that
didn't
that
didn't
shit did
he
not go well. I
didn't
had
he pass
class with
out?
him. Yeah, I had class with him.
Yeah.
I was talking to him. I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Man, my head just kind of hurts. I'm dizzy."
Uh-huh.
And my nigga, smack, hit that ground like Luca just did, and that nigga was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And needless to say, the nigga didn't come back to basketball practice.
No.
He was donezo and continued to play football the following years of school.
Yeah. I got respect for football players though. I just know those those motherfuckers play hard and they are hacks.
Physical. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Those niggas are hacks.
I used to like that shit though.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh
like
yeah. It's like just because like
yeah,
we play physically like it's
yeah,
you know take the contact finish like back then it wasn't like I'm trying to draw a foul, it's like I'm trying to go through you and
yeah. And I'm
score type
scoring.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I think that the year of football did help me become a better basketball player because it it did help me absorb contact more. I would say I was a little bit more finesse before I played. I would take some contact, but not as much like like after I
Hmm.
played football. I came back from like back in the day, you put me at the power forward, I'm like, I don't really want to do this. Put me on the wing. But I remember coming back from football and my coach like trying to make me mad, like I'm gonna put you at the power forward spot. And I was like, oh, okay. And was running through niggas, and he's like, oh shit, oh,
Hmm.
and yeah. So it became a different thing. Like, yeah, yeah. So shout out to football, but I do not think that they're better. They might be better athletes. Athletes is debatable, but there's just so much skill involved with basketball that, and it's a height barrier as well. You have to be a certain height, have a certain skill set. That's kind of the difference between football. You could be a 5'10" receiver and be phenomenal on the
It's
football field.
one thing that I'll say is that it's harder to make a basketball team and then even beyond that to be one of those guys and effectively, and consistently play
Hmm.
because just off top, look at the numbers. Like there's not as many positions. There's not as many spots
Yeah,
on the roster.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can be a super athlete and they'll find something for you to do in football, you
Hmm.
know, and put you in another position. You may be thinking you're an offensive guy, but they may be able to use you on defense for something or on special teams for something. With basketball, it's like, 15 spots. And in a lot of cases, coaches are only playing 7 to 8 guys. So some of them niggas is just there for support,
Yeah,
practice and support, nigga.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
And by the way, like I was gonna ask you who you thought was gonna, take this game. The Mavericks just won. So do you think it's they're in the driver's seat? They're gonna win this one, or you think OKC is gonna end up making it happen?
I think OKC is going to take the next game, and I think it's going to go back 2-2.
Series wise, though, if you had to predict, I'm saying right now,
Series wise, I take the Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Yeah, I'll take the Mavericks.
Man, so
I think they have the better 1-2 punch.
then man, who is coming out of the West?
Um, I still believe that Denver, their their starting lineup, I still think that they just have too much for everybody. I think that Minnesota matches up well with them, but ultimately, I just yeah. I still say the same thing with um Michael Porter able to be your small forward and not have to bang pause like a Aaron Gordon because he takes the pressure off of him. I think that makes them hard to beat, man. Four times.
They ain't got to beat them 4 times now. Only two.
Well, yeah,
Do they?
I
Do they?
I mean
Do
a
they
total.
have two? No, but I'm saying right now, do they have two? They got two in the bank.
Yeah,
Does
they,
Minnesota have two more?
they got one more.
You think they got one more and that's it?
They got one more. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I respect the take. So in the finals, based on who's left,
Denver, Boston.
Denver and Boston, the ones that were expected.
Yeah, and I sure hope, please, please, Denver, please beat Boston because I don't need them having more franchise championships than the Los Angeles Lakers. You
Denver
leave your
got
top.
Denver got to get there first.
I just shit. Boston does too, but
I think Boston if you were to ask me,
yeah,
I think Boston has the easier road.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. They do.
I heard somebody trying to argue that the East is more competitive.
Nah,
Yeah, like come on, man. It's
no. That was somebody from the East. you
yeah, like dog.
know, somebody from the East, man, trying to make it. The 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 East hasn't been better in a long time, from top to bottom.
Right.
It's been the West for a minute. We talking
Yeah.
15, 20 years. The West has been a log jam.
But who is the best team this season in your opinion?
Boston,
Okay.
with let me say this: when fully healthy, it's Boston. But right now, what's his name is hurt.
Porzingis.
Porzingis, yeah, KP.
The
Shout out to
real
KP.
the real
Nah,
KP.
nah. Shout out to
Well, the
uh,
real KP, please stand up.
shout out to European KP.
Oh, this dude.
My nigga Michael Cooper, boy. No.
Come on, man. You
My man.
hey,
My
hey,
man.
look, this is local television. Niggas is
Oh
like
man.
Michael Cooper. Why are you talking
Oh
about Michael
man. That
Cooper out the
nigga
blue?
Michael Cooper, man. Come on, dog.
What? What, man? What about him?
That nigga, man, he can't.
He can't what?
Either
Let me
either you got alopecia or you don't, dog. Like
Oh, come on, man.
my
Come
man.
on, man.
Nah. No disrespect to people with alopecia. I just don't like the whole shave. This nigga mustache shaved, his beard shaved, his head
Come on,
shaved. Like, nah, man. I'm not feeling that, man. As the dude on TikTok,
Shiny man.
yeah, as the dude on TikTok, like, man, you think you look mad smooth like a baby, but you don't. Garbage.
Oh shit. Oh man.
He had a picture of LL. You think you mad smooth? Like it was like five top five worst facial hairs or facial features.
And LL with the shaved head and
Yeah,
the
with the
shade
yeah
in the naked face.
yeah, it was
The naked face.
like you look mad untrustworthy. That how you tell a nigga he looks untrustworthy because all this is shaved. But yeah,
Hey man, you know what they call it. I'm not gonna even go there, but
what?
the shaved face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
The thief.
yeah.
we'll call it the
Call it the
thief.
thief.
Yeah,
Yeah. Say you can't trust a nigga with a shaved face.
yeah.
Damn. You think you looking mad smooth, nigga.
But you
You
looking mad untrustworthy. He called him untrustworthy. You
man.
know, man. So who you got in this next game, man? Come in.
Um
Trying to.
is this next one Indiana
Yeah,
and the Knicks?
yeah.
Uh The Knicks lost Mitchell Robinson, right?
I don't know if he's out.
No, I think he's out. Let me make sure because
Yeah,
he's a big part of what they just defensively on the offensively and defensively on the glass.
I was gonna say yeah. Okay, yeah, on the glass. Yeah. What's his
Yeah, no, I'm
name?
not talking about scoring, man. I'm talking
No,
about
no,
a presence down low.
yeah,
Like he's
a
legitimately
glass
an
eater.
asset for them. Yeah,
Yeah, glass eater. What's his name? What's his name is better than him now. Like last year, you could kind of see it, but this year, since Mitchell Robinson got injured, Hartenstein.
you think Hartenstein's better?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
You think Hartenstein's the better brother?
yeah, I do.
I did not know that nigga was black.
Yeah, man. I thought DiVincenzo was black before Hartenstein.
Yeah, yeah,
Nigga's name is Dante.
yeah.
And,
We talked about that
yeah, and
before.
my
Yeah,
wife was like, "Nah, but Dante is Italian," and pulled it up. I was like, "Yeah, but that's Dante.
is
This
his
is
his is Donte?
yeah." I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh, no, come on, man, no,
Don, the
yeah,
real Don.
yeah, man." I
Nah, he
asked you
probably like,
before.
man, call me Tay, man.
Yeah, that's what he is. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, you know Tay Tay. Nigga Tay Tay.
You about to
Um,
say what?
have you seen the social media with the New York Knicks fans? Like right after they beat the 76ers?
No.
Oh man, they were dancing and yelling like fucking bead.
Oh
And
wow.
and then one dude was like, if I had a sister, I'd let all the New York Knicks bang her nonstop. Like I was like,
What?
yeah,
Wait, a Knicks fan?
a Knicks fan.
Oh wow. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
I was
that's
like,
that's OD
yeah, I
fandom.
was like,
What the
oh,
fuck?
yeah.
Where was this?
This I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, that's
I
crazy.
was like, oh my gosh, like what the hell is wrong with these fans? I'm mad because I thought I sent it to y'all.
Hey, that's super OD.
Yeah, yeah, ain't no way,
What the fuck?
ain't ain't no way. I'm gonna here take my sister. You nah. Y'all got another thing coming.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, niggas is really tripping.
Nah, but I don't know, man. The Pacers might end up taking him out.
You you think so, man?
And listen, one thing that we said the Pacers could do was score, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, dog, if they just catch fire, like, does does New York have enough firepower? It's like Brunson has to score like 40 points.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if if Indiana catches fire and they have one of those games where they scoring like 130, 140, like, is New York gonna be able to keep up?
No, they can't keep up with 140, 130. They
That's
can't.
that, but they've done that before, is what I'm saying.
But I mean, the thing with New York is in the since the playoffs have started, right? Josh Hart has increased his scoring average by 8 points. Jalen Brunson has increased his regular season average by 7 points. So that's essentially giving you, 15 more points between those two players.
And they have to make sure that they continue it, because when you start going outside of them,
Yeah.
who are the guys that are going to consistently do it? Is your boy Tay Tay going to consistently give you like 20 something, 20 plus?
Not
Like,
consistently,
but
but
that's what you're gonna
yeah.
need if they just running up and down. It's not, so everybody's raving over the Knicks, and more specifically over Brunson. Brunson is doing his thing, but what I'm saying is, if Brunson, we talking about if Shea Gilgis Alexander goes down, if Brunson goes down, the Knicks can forget it.
Oh, it's
Let
over.
me say it again for the motherfuckers in the back. If Brunson goes down, the Knicks can forget it. So that's all I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things where he has to come with it, and if he has a bad game, they're in trouble.
Damn, I thought the game was about to come on like right now. Man, this damn game don't come on till 5:30.
Yeah, nah, that one's
I'm
later,
like,
man.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna talk about that, hop on and talk about pause
Nah.
and talk about that one later on, we can. But yeah, that I'm just telling you who I think is gonna
Yeah.
win. I I got
You
I
got
got
Indy?
that as I got that as a it's a toss up to me. I'm not just sitting up here like, oh, the Knicks, man, the Knicks got it. Like, I don't know. I
I
don't know. I wasn't expecting Indiana to get to this point, really. I thought the Bucks would take care of them, but we saw what happened with that shit.
I did too. I had the Bucks sweeping them, but I
Yeah,
also
like
thought that
shit.
Giannis may come back and play. And then I
What
thought
did I
that
tell y'all about that?
Dame Lillard, like there was
What
games
did
that
I
Dame Lillard, yeah, you
what did I
said
tell y'all about the Giannis shit?
you have to approach that with caution because it might be an Achilles
And
as
I
opposed.
Mhm.
Did you see the reports?
What, that he hadn't walked on land, that hadn't
No,
ran
no,
on
no. I told
land?
you. No, 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 no.
What?
His brother tore his Achilles.
What?
Yes.
Whoa, whoa,
Look,
whoa. The Nasus or the other one?
the nasties. Yes.
Oh, when?
Man, I think it was like a day or two ago.
Oh my God.
And they said he had to get surgery.
Wow.
I I
Yo.
I I make sure I'm reading this right, man. Hold
Yeah,
on.
please do. You
Oh,
don't
oh,
this come on, Kevin Nigajowski.
oh, man, come on, man.
Kevin Nigajowski. Don't be on here reporting fake news,
Ah,
man.
man, no.
Yeah, look that shit up and confirm, man. Hey, we all need an insider, you know, uh, especially in media. We calling ourselves we in media. Kevin Nigajowski is our insider.
2 days ago, man. Reported by NBC and CBS.
Oh wow. Damn.
Yeah. Torn Achilles, he's undergoing surgery.
Yeah.
Now maybe they're using his name and threw Giannis in there too. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
come
let's
on.
cut you up.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's yeah. It says he played in garbage time of the Bucks final playoff game.
No way.
They really said that in a game six loss to the Pacers and was fine. Injury happened during a workout this week.
Ooh.
So he can't compete in the summer for the Greek national team
Wait, hold on. That's some fucked up shit.
that they
So
said
wait,
he
hold
played.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
And I'm reading
So
verbatim, dog.
so the guy wait.
I'm reading verbatim.
I believe you, Kevin Nigajowski. I believe you. I'm asking this though. So are you telling me that the garbage time had nothing to do with the torn Achilles? It was
Had
in
nothing
a
to do
separate
with it.
workout?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Hey, that's disrespectful. Like, we have to point out that he played in garbage time.
Said played in garbage time
That's
in the
fucked up.
Bucks final playoff game in a game six loss to the Pacers and was fine.
Hey, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Heard it
He
in
was
a
he was fine during garbage time.
well, we put our bitch guy in, the last guy on the he
Hey,
was in there with him.
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, but I don't wish them kind of injuries on nobody, man. Like,
Yeah, man. Damn, you went through that, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish him a speedy recovery. But what I was saying about his brother was that, nigga, you need to be careful with that shit, because all of that shit, them tendons and stuff, that shit's all connected. So, you start straining stuff and not really knowing what it is, and it could lead to something else. So I knew I didn't think that he was coming back.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Um, but I did still think that with Lillard, that the Bucks had enough to still, get past the Pacers. It would have just been one, maybe
And,
6 games or something like that. But
until Lillard went
Lillard
out.
went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lillard went out. So it was
Yeah.
just like, okay, well,
Yeah.
congratulations, Indiana.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
but now it's like I don't know. I think it's anybody's series, man. I don't think it's just New York is gonna run away with this shit, like a lot of people are saying. I think New York being in the Eastern Conference Finals is good for basketball
I think it's
or
good for New. I think it's
good
good
for the
for New York.
NBA.
I think it's
I'm
good
saying
for New York.
good
I
for
think
the
it's good. Yeah,
good for the NBA is
yeah,
what I meant to
yeah,
say. The It's good for the NBA.
yeah.
The New York is one of those markets. So yes, it's good for the NBA, but it's, if Indiana can take this next game, then it's gonna be something to talk about. Now, if they don't, then okay, yeah, it's a wrap for them. But they need to take the next game. I just don't think it's gonna be super easy for them, as folks may think. So that's my pick in that one. But then I think the Celtics and Cavs play later today, also, right? Or is that one tomorrow?
No, that's the game today. Oh wait, it's 3 games. No, it's not 3 games today. It's two.
Oh, so the Knicks play tomorrow?
I
When
mean,
do the Knicks play?
I thought Boston played today. I thought the Knicks played tomorrow.
Oh, the Knicks play tomorrow. Okay, yeah, my
Yeah.
bad. I started talking about that game. They play tomorrow. So Boston and the Cavs play today. Um,
Before you go to that, I want to say something about that series. The Knicks Indiana. I thought that. So I don't know if you saw game two. T.J. McConnell
yeah,
was cooking with hot grease
he
and
he's one of those guys who I like. If you picking on like FanDuel and shit like that,
oh yeah,
he'll get you some. He'll get you some points, nigga.
yeah,
Cost you about 4,500. Get you a cool,
absolutely,
might
yeah,
might might sneak 30 in there for you.
absolutely. So he had a double double. He had 10 points, 11 assists, right? And Rick Carlisle pulled him out the game in the fourth quarter, like early in the fourth quarter, and he sat on the bench and probably should have played.
Mm.
And they let that game get away. That was a game that I thought was winnable, and they should have just went with McConnell. And I understand he was,
So
was being loyal.
Carlisle was like, "You didn't get the damn memo. We're throwing this one.
Yeah,
Sit down."
yeah.
Nah,
So that
I'm
was that was one that they'll look back like they probably should have played McConnell that second game. But I just wanted to say that you said the ball but the Boston Cleveland series.
come on. Like this is almost like when niggas thought Miami had a chance when they won that game, the one game. Um,
I had to think about it. Okay, you talk about this year. Yeah.
yeah, this year.
Yeah,
This
in
and this
Miami.
the last
Game
series,
three.
nigga. The
Yeah,
last
game
series.
three. Yeah.
Like I don't think that Cleveland is gonna beat Boston. Like I haven't heard anybody say that they think Cleveland is gonna beat Boston. I don't think even the uh Cleveland fans,
or the Cleveland
the,
players.
yeah, the most diehard fan, or hey, maybe even the players. Hey, sometimes that's a real thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
players don't think that they can beat somebody, or that they have enough pause, or that they have enough
Yeah.
to win. You know what I'm saying? So I don't I expect the Celtics to win. I expect the Celtics to go to the finals. For me, it's just what's becoming a like muddy waters is the West.
Yeah.
When I thought that it would be,
A clear cut.
yeah, when it
Yeah.
first started, I said, okay, it's Denver's probably the strongest um team, and
Hmm.
I thought the Clippers would be the one who had the best chance to get it together and beat Denver. And now it's just like these young cats, man, these young teams are trying to get busy, man. Like OKC and Minnesota, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Minnesota has again, they have a mix of young and vets. Like, so they are looking like the most dangerous ones right now. Minnesota.
Who's their I don't know their GM. It's like McConnelly. McConnelly.
Um,
I don't know his first name, but it's McConnelly.
oh, look, hey, we without Bong, but he just chimed in. He said it's a young men's game. Shout out to Bong, man. The third the third piece of two peas in a bong.
Absolutely.
I hope, hey, Ubong, I hope Austin put in work today. Ubong was out with his son Austin. Austin had a couple basketball games today. So hopefully Austin got busy. It's a
Uh,
young man's game. Hopefully that young man got busy today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think his name is Connolly. I don't know his first name, but it's Connolly. I know it's Connolly.
Okay.
Um, but that GM a couple years ago took a lot of heat when he traded those first round draft picks, gave away first round draft picks for Rudy Gobert. Bought Rudy Gobert in, and he had a $200 million contract. Um, Cat had a $200 million contract. Nas Reed got a contract extension. So you had at the time three players in the NBA with $200 million contracts, and two of them played for the Minnesota Timberwolves and were both centers.
Mm.
And we were giving I was one of them giving Minnesota hell like why the hell you do that? And
Yeah.
now fast forward to now, and it's like
And
he
are
knew something.
but are you specifically saying having Gobert and Carl Anthony Towns?
Yeah,
Carl Towns?
yeah, yeah.
So they don't play the same though.
No, no, they don't. But I'm just saying, but you had two centers that both had $200 million contracts.
But
And
is
you're like, you don't.
but can you, before you move on though, can you really say that Towns is a center like that? He plays more like a stretch four.
It's allowed him to do that more.
He was trying to do it
Yeah, yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah, he was, but I'm just saying, but now it's allowed him to do it because at first he was a five and everybody was calling him soft.
Right. So,
Now he's playing
and that's why I'm trying to see where you're coming from. If you know that that move allows him to do that, why didn't it make sense?
because at the time he had a $200 million contract as a center. Rudy Gobert had a $200 million contract as a center. They traded for him, like the Timberwolves didn't give him that contract. They took on that contract
Yeah.
from Utah. But I'm saying, but they had already signed Carl Anthony Towns as a center and gave him that $200 million contract.
Okay, what the hell am I missing? Let me try to rephrase then. If you know how they play, you're sitting up here saying you know how the two of them play, Gobert and
I,
Carl
I,
Towns.
I see how it looks now. I see how it looks now.
Wait, so going into it, you didn't think that Gobert and you thought Gobert and Towns would be competing for center minutes with each
Well,
other?
I mean, I'm not going to say that they were going to be competing, but I'll say that the game had essentially went to small ball, and you were and so your power forward was more of a 6'8", 6'9" athletic guy that's essentially I want like essentially guarding LeBron James, guarding Kevin Durant, guarding I'm trying to think of another three guy. Jason Tatum, essentially guarding those guys. Carl Anthony Towns doesn't fit that mold to guard those guys.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
the
but
NBA was going. So I'm just saying the NBA was going in that direction, and then they made the trade and did that. So it was like, well, what are you guys doing? And then
okay.
you have Nas Reed. So it didn't make sense at the time, but now it looks like it was an excellent move. Like again, like another power forward is Aaron Gordon. Like they were getting athletes at that position. And Carl Anthony Towns, he's skilled, but he's not necessarily an athlete.
Right.
He fits more so like, okay, the small ball center. We
Yeah,
can play him at the small ball center.
but he's not exactly, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like even last year when they were expecting more from him, a lot of people were saying, he needs to go down low. He needs to get in the paint and get more physical. Like you said, like
Yeah.
people were calling him soft, but he was already, you know, taking jump shots, taking threes, hanging
Posting up
around.
at the
Yeah,
posting up at the 3-point line.
yeah, like hanging out around the top of the 3-point line in the middle of the, you know, in the
Yeah.
middle of the floor, not even near the block. You know what I'm saying? So this I get what you're saying where you're looking at roster wise centers and stuff like that, but they do not even play alike. And they probably were like, look, if we're gonna keep Towns, we gotta get somebody to put down there that's gonna do the dirty work.
Yeah.
And you know, that's probably what they were looking for.
Yeah, like as I said, man, shout out to McConnelly. Uh
Let me ask this though. So and then shout out to Austin. Ubong said he did a little something. So
okay.
hopefully he got
Show
that.
us the footage, Ubon. Come on, you
Yeah,
gotta send that
yeah,
footage.
yeah. Um, so what else? Well, one thing I will ask
Uh-huh.
is, you remember Kevin Garnett when he was getting busy in Minnesota,
And
franchise player.
they had Nesterovich at the center.
Franchise player in Garnett.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Garnett leaves Minnesota.
Hmm.
Um, Also around the time of Garnett, you had Stephon Marbury.
Yes.
He left Minnesota.
Yes.
Um, you have Anthony Edwards, who is a star, franchise player.
He's a superstar, man.
Do you see him staying in Minnesota for his career or the majority of it, if not all?
I think if Anthony Edwards can get to the Atlanta Hawks, he will be there.
Mm,
He's from Atlanta. He's a Georgia boy
hmm.
through and through. He grew up in Georgia. He chose to play for Georgia, for the
Hmm.
Bulldogs. He's got home pride, he's got state pride. So, yeah, I could see him going back to Georgia. And, honestly, I lived in Minnesota. I know how those winters are. I know how that weather is. That stuff plays games with you psychologically. You may not see your neighbor for 4 months. You just see him going in the garage and coming out. Or you may catch him
Shoveling
shoveling
snow.
shoveling the snow. Yes. But like it's not personable
Hey
throughout
man,
throughout certain times of the year.
hey, ain't it a real thing out there that people were having heart attacks shoveling snow,
Yes. That was a real thing. Yeah.
or that people are having heart attacks
Yeah.
shoveling
Yeah,
snow?
that no, that's a real thing. Yeah, that it's a workout, man. Like so so you have been to my house where I lived. So
Yeah.
um for the listeners and people tuning in, I lived on the corner. And so usually when the plows come through and they're shoveling and getting the snow up,
They just leave that shit in front of your house?
it seems to seems to get left
Oh shit.
in front of the house. So it's like and the driveways are like kind of sloped so that the water and the stuff can flow down. So as you get to the bottom of the driveway, it's harder to shovel anyway because the snow is heavier, it's thicker,
Mhm.
it's icier, and then you have the snow plows that put the stuff in front that make it that much harder. So it is a workout.
Mm.
It's a workout. Now, in my neighborhood, I lived in a pretty affluent neighborhood. I was broke for I broke then, living in that affluent neighborhood. But so everybody in the neighborhood had the electric snow throwers, like the gas snow throwers. They don't even sell them out here. They look like lawnmowers or edgers for the grass, but it's simply just you push it through and it just throws the snow, just throwing the snow, pushing the snow out. So they have snow throwers. So they
what
just
you
put.
what you have to do? Have one of your sons lay on the ground and just drag that nigga. Move
uh,
your arms, nigga.
hey man, I was
Catch
I
the snow.
man, they was out there shoveling, man. They was like 7 or 8 years old. And I'm like, man, y'all got the top, I got the bottom. And I bet not finish before y'all. And I'd be out there, I'd be struggling. They'd be up there struggling. I'd be down at the bottom struggling. I think that's probably why they're stronger than my youngest son now. Cause this little
This nigga made it Cali sunshine.
man, this dude struggling on the push-ups, everything.
Oh
They was
man.
yeah, they was throwing snow, all of that, man. But it was a workout, man. It so Anthony Edwards and all the other players having to go through that and 20 below, like you don't want to hang out, man. You just want to go where you need to go and get back home. That's it. So the social life during the course of the basketball season when they're at their height and he's really the man in the city, he can't hang out in the city.
Mm.
So why not go and I mean, shout out to Anthony, man. Anthony's balling off the court, killing niggas and taking them down off the court.
Pause.
Oh no, no, this ain't a pause.
Oh,
No,
you
I'm
talking
not.
about? Oh, you talking
Yeah.
about? Oh, well,
Oh
you
my.
said killing niggas and take.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Nah.
You
He's
talking about
yeah. My
taking them
man is.
ladies down? No, no.
Yeah, he's taking them down off the
Let's
court.
clarify. Yeah.
Shout out to player.
Okay.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards. So I think if you hang out where it's somewhere warm in your city. Ti's the prince. I think he what is he? Did he say he was the king of the South?
Hmm.
Okay, I well Anthony Edwards would be the prince of Atlanta if he decided to go back. That'd be big. I
Okay.
think he'd have the stardom of Michael Vick if he went back to Atlanta.
Well, he definitely has the potential to be the face of the NBA. I mean, that
Oh
nigga
yeah.
is just, we talked a lot about like Kendrick Lamar versus Drake and stuff like that. And one of the things I said was just authenticity,
Hmm.
and that Kendrick just seemed more authentic. It's like when they talk to Anthony Edwards, like if you compare it to like other interviews with other players and shit, like he just seems like more authentic. Like he just seems more real. Like he just keep it real. It's not gonna be a cookie cutter candy coded answer. It's gonna be like what he's really feeling. And it's not like he's saying some outlandish off the wall shit. He's just like he's a young player and he's just telling you how he feels, man. And the shit, it seems authentic. It don't seem like he's like, yeah, so shout out all credit to my teammates, and this was a tough one. We gotta go, and he if he fucked up, he's like, man, look, I came out flat. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do that. They rely on me. I gotta come out and do X Y Z. So like, and then like I said, and the other time we were speaking when they asked him about closeout games, and he was like, I ain't never been in the closeout game, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like once we play the game, then we'll see what happens then. And I just want to kill everything in front of me when they were asking about that. Like, just seem authentic, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but
No, I like
like,
that. I like that. I mean, look, he's somebody's got in his ear and has talked to him. Anthony Edwards then cut his hair. He got the clean cut look. No, seriously.
you wasn't feeling the dreads,
Oh, before well,
the little twisty dread joints.
before that, he didn't he have braids at one point?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was that, and then
Yeah,
he was going like back and forth
yeah.
between
I'm just saying he went, but he went clean cut. He's clean cut. I don't even think Anthony Edwards has tattoos. Like he's all the way
So what
clean
you
cut.
saying?
I'm saying that he's He went for the clean cut look to be the face of the league. Look at it. Like,
I hope not, because then that would kind of go against what I'm saying. Like if that's not you, like be you. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got to be all super like I'm trying to be super thug or I'm the hardest
I,
motherfucker in here or this and that or I got this, I got that or whatever. But if you cutting your hair and doing all of this stuff to seem wholesome and be the face of the league, like that would kind of go against the authentic part that I was talking about. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
no, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at it like he's really clean cut. You look at him like,
you know, if
damn,
that's him,
okay.
that's him, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think
I'm just saying, I
I think
hope
the
that
tattoo,
that's not the move to do it
yeah,
so I can
I
be.
I think the tattoo things is him. Like, he's 22 years old. It's if he doesn't have tattoos by now, that's just probably not his thing.
Does he for sure not have tattoos?
I haven't seen any tattoos on him. So I mean, he might be like Kevin Durant. You know, Kevin Durant's chest and back is tatted like a subway in Harlem.
This
You
thing.
know, like, but he
Hey
ain't got.
man, did you see LaMelo Ball's tattoo?
Yeah, I did. I
Man,
did. I did.
hey, that tattoo is crazy.
It is. I wonder how much time it took,
Man.
and I wonder how much pain he was in.
Yeah,
Yeah, his whole back.
yeah. But
Yeah,
then they was trying to say like man, you can't be calling yourself an alien like that. That's already reserved for Wimbenyama.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, the tattoo, that shit was that's some crazy artwork for
Oh,
sure.
it is. It
Yeah,
is.
that is
It
is
is.
in that's in that sense is dope. I'm not saying I would tap my whole back up, but you know, for those who would, I'm pretty sure they like that shit is the lick right there.
I'm trying to see who's gonna be the first person in our house to get a tattoo. You know, because nobody has tattoos.
Yeah, I mean you
Yeah.
never got one.
Nah, I never. Nah.
Yeah.
No tattoos, no piercings.
Um yeah, I remember man, you used to wear the magnetic earrings.
Yeah, I told my hey man, my sons are wearing them now.
Oh, that shit is funny.
My sons have the magnetic earrings, man.
None of them have piercing. None of
Mm-mm.
them have their ears pierced.
Nope.
Okay.
I said, hey man, you want to get your ear pierced? You get your ear pierced when you moved out. When you move out. So
Okay.
yeah, they can't get it till they move out. So Kevin has moved out and he's thinking about it. Like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting my ears pierced. Like, oh, okay, well, you're going to do your thing.
Yeah.
Hey man,
It,
I gotta pause this, man. I gotta take this call real quick.
nah, hey, let's just
You sure?
we'll
You sure?
yeah. We'll do this another time, man.
Okay. I gotta take this call though.
All right. I'll
All right.
holler at you.
Yep. Peace.